Jesus. Grab your drink and let's get into it. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jess, and every Sunday I come on and do a weekly reading update, essentially where I take you along with me throughout my week. And every time I finish a book, or when I feel like I need to update or really chat about a book with you, then I come on, let you know what day it is, and then at the end of the week, I do my full summary wrap up, spoiler-free reading reviews. Everything here will be spoiler-free unless it is otherwise claimed with a spoiler alert in your face. Let that be known. So that way there is no confusion. Today is Monday. We are starting off strong. I finished both of these. If you watched last week's reading update, then you saw that I was working on both of these books and I finished both of them. So real quick, we're gonna do a recap. This one I had been reading for like the last 3 weeks, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail about it, other than the fact that if you like Vikings, if you like the Norse mythology, Norse culture, if you like things like the TV show The Last Kingdom with the magic element, you like Skyrim, you like those kinds of things, then I would definitely recommend this book. The last 50 pages of this book went absolutely crazy. My jaw was on the floor multiple times, and this is a completed trilogy, so I am very much so hoping to get into book 2 very soon, because I absolutely need to know where these characters are going, where the story is going, what the heck is happening. And I really enjoyed this. I had so much fun, regardless of the fact that it took me a while to get through. That's besides the point. And there are like little sprinkles of some romance in there, nothing crazy. I had so much fun with this. I loved it. Highly recommend. Now, Heavenly Bodies by Imani Ariu. I'm honestly kicking myself for taking so long to read this book. I really am, because this was so incredible. This was so much fun. I love our FMC Alara. She is so just, mwah. I love her. Our FMC in here, her parents are eliminated and her whole kingdom is kind of an uproar. She gets abducted and thrown into this other kingdom where they are mortal enemies, and she is said to be a weapon to be used against the gods. And so the king of this other realm is like, I'm gonna train you, not me, but we're gonna train you and we're going to utilize you as your weapon, and my son, the prince, he's gonna train you. This is a he trains her moment. Also, the ending of this book, I had no idea what was happening. There were several plot twists that happened that I wanted to throw this book. I genuinely wanted to throw this book. The way that this ended, if you're someone that cannot handle waiting for the next book, I would definitely wait on this one then, because the way that this book ended was absolutely diabolical. Imani, that was crazy. That was so crazy, but it was so good, and I am obsessed. I love this so much. If you have been thinking about reading this, seeing this float around somewhere, highly recommend. So much fun. This also is more of like a slow burn. There are like a couple of descriptive explicit scenes, nothing too crazy. This still seems to be a little bit more fantasy plot forward than the romance, but so much fun. So much fun. It was so good. Now, okay, so today is the 29th. And I have the rest of today and all day tomorrow to finish another book. We'll see if it happens or not. I don't know. But I just started. It's called A Kingdom of Shadow and Ash by J.F. Johns. The cover is what made me pick this. This is on Kindle Unlimited. I am reading it through that spot. So far, I am really enjoying it. There are wyvern riders. There are witches. There was a war like 100 years ago, and it was against the witches and the whole realm of this world. And fast forward to today, we're following our FMC Mao. She is the 4th born in her family, and that is absolutely unheard of. Traditionally, the royal members only have 3 kids, and each 3 kids has a specific job. You know, one's going to be the first in succession, the second is a scholar, and I think the third is like the protector or something. And then she's the 4th born, so she literally is an anomaly, and she has no job per se. And she not only is an anomaly that way, but she has purple eyes, which purple eyes means that you are a witch. And it has been said that the witches have gone extinct. So that right there is very interesting. I am just shy of 100 pages in. I think I'm like 15% of the way, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really having a great time. I picked it purely based off of the cover, and there were a couple of reviews that I did see on Amazon that I was like, you know what, that sounds really interesting. I didn't really read too much of the synopsis. They live within the Kingdom of Shadows, and she is about to be the wife of the Kingdom of Fire, so they can have this treaty, because there's talk that the witches are coming back and that there's going to be a war, so that they need to, you know, they need to have some treaty put in place so then they can defeat the witches. It is so good. I'm having so much fun. It is 3rd person, And it's really interesting because the last, not the Shadow of the Gods, but the last 3 books that I read, Ravenminder, Heavenly Bodies, and A Kingdom of Shadow and Ash, they all have the single quotation mark, which I had literally never seen that up until I read Ravenminder, and now I've seen it in almost every book since I read. So it's really weird. I don't know. Does anybody know why that is? Like, why would somebody do a single quotation mark rather than like the full? I don't know. Anyhow. And we're still listening to Falling Like Leaves. It's still very high school coded. It's cute, but I think at this point I'm probably just going to finish it because I think I'm almost halfway through it. So that's where we're at for today. So I will come back on when I finish a book or when I feel like I need to update and maybe clarify a few things. Nonetheless, I will check back in soon. Today is Wednesday, October 1st actually, and last night I just finished A Kingdom of Shadow and Ash by J.F. Johns. It was so good. I was very pleasantly surprised by this. This was one of those Kindle Unlimited picks that you just kind of, you're scrolling through and you pick that. I love the cover. Also, the cover is stunning. The whole kingdom has kind of been at odds since 100 years ago. There was a huge war between the witches and the fae and the other kingdoms. Now there is this prophecy in regards to Mal and the Prince of Fire. And she kind of has an option, but like not really, she has to go to the Kingdom of Flames and marry the Fire Prince and also eliminate him in order to get rid of this curse. It's very interesting because initially it does seem like it's going to be just one perspective, but you get multiple. I mean, there's so many, there's like 5 or 6 perspectives, which sometimes can be a little confusing, but I like the way that it was done because the story itself was much better with all these other insights into what's happening here, but there's like something else happening. People are scheming and conspiring, and it almost feels like the politics almost felt like Game of Thrones, almost like that, like there are several different plots happening. Everybody is kind of on their own. And you kind of also get more than just the main character's romance as well. I thought that was really interesting. But it does set up for a really interesting sequel book. I'm not sure how many books are supposed to be in this series, but I cannot wait to jump in to the next book because that was really good. The plot twist at the end, the plot reveals were very, very intriguing. I enjoyed the writing. I felt like that was really, really captivating. But now I am reading The Road of Bones. I think that's book 1 in the Ashen series by Demi Winters. I am almost 10% into it and it's really good so far. It is, again, third person. I've been reading a lot of third person books, which, that's totally fine with me. But this follows our FMC Scylla. Her and her father had kind of bounced around from villages trying to fly under the radar, it seems. At this last village, she and her father are kind of found out. She doesn't realize that they were actually hiding and running from somebody. Now she has to travel to this other town by herself. The setting of this book is very Viking and mythology based. That's where we're at right now. She's traveling this road of bones and so far it's really good. I'm really interested. I had really been wanting to read this book, so I just kind of picked that one. No rhyme or reason, okay? No rhyme or reason at all. I just decided that that was the one that was going to be picked. I also just finished Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson, I think. It was okay. It was okay. It was very much, like a YA fall romance. So if you have any younger people in your life that would be interested in a fall romance, that is definitely it. There's literally no spice at all. I was honestly more interested in the mom's story. The mom and the daughter Ellis, they moved from New York City to Bramble Falls, Connecticut, I think, to get away from her father and to get away from the fast-paced New York City life. That way Ellis can have like a normal high school experience. And yeah, and I was more interested in hearing the mom story because like I'm so way over the high school age. So it just kind of felt weird for me to be listening to that, but it was a cute little read. Nothing wrong with it, just not my cup of tea. That's where we're at right now. Hopefully I'll have something else come up on my Libby to pick for my audiobook, but we're gonna go from there. We're gonna keep trucking away at the Road of Bones. I'm having a great time so far, and I will be back soon with another update. Hello friends, today is Saturday, and yesterday I ended up finishing Garnet Flats by Devney Perry. That was book 3 in the Eden series, and I really love that one. I love Devney Perry's contemporary romance. Okay, now I've read 5 of her contemporary romance books and they are incredible. I'm having a great time. That one is a second chance romance. The FMC Talia, she is the Eden daughter. She is a doctor and a old acquaintance comes back in town 7 years later, mind you, and they try to rekindle things, and I really, really liked that one. It was really cute. I liked the MMC. I swear each one, the MMC gets better and better. I really want to jump into, I think it's Jasper Vale is next. I think that one is like accidental marriage. I think they get married while they're like drunk in Vegas or something. So I really want to look into that one. But I'm still working on the Road of Bones. I am having so much fun with it though. It is so good. It's giving me all the Viking fantasy romance vibes I need. I am on page 400 out of 549 on Kindle. So I'm hoping to get that finished within the next couple of days, but it's really, really good. Lots of very fun tropes in this book. There's like moments where I'm like, okay, so she likes him and he likes her, but like, does he like her too? I'm very interested to see, because I have never heard the MMC talked about, like the actual love interest MMC talked about. So I don't know who it really is. And I'm always very suspicious of the first one introduced, but it's really good. Our FMC, she is kind of on the run after she ends up having to go travel to this town by herself. She is wanted by the queen for unknown reasons. And in this world, they have magic users, but they publicly choose to execute them by stoning, by throwing rocks at them, and it's very sad actually. But the overall story, the overall plot and where it's heading, I am very much so enjoying it, and I'm hoping to get that finished by at least Monday, and then I can come back with my full review. I have several things on Libby that I'm waiting on a hold, so I'm not listening to anything currently on audiobook, but that's where we're at right now. As always, if you like this kind of video, then don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on a new weekly reading update on Sunday and some other bookish content on Wednesday. Anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful reading week wherever you are, and until next time.